What's going on, everybody? Today's video, we're gonna go over 5 things that I wish I knew when I first started getting into bodybuilding. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your vlog. The sessions are done for the day at Fit Body. They all went really good. Had a nice sweaty workout on the floor today. So love the energy. It was a great Tuesday workout. Now that we're done with that, we are here at the Secretary of State because your boy is turning 28 tomorrow, which is so hard to believe. So we are here to get this freshened up. This is my last photo. You guys tell me, do I look any different? I'm gonna zoom in. Do I look any different from then until now? Leave a comment down in the comment section. I'll be curious. So anyways, what we have going on now, just got done here at the Secretary of State, getting that done. We're gonna go get a haircut, freshen up a little bit there. After that, we're gonna go get some food. And then we have upper body push. And then later on, we got a special little treat for you guys. Gonna switch it up on the channel a little bit. We're gonna go shoot some bows and arrows. So Sam just got a new bow. I'm super excited for her to get into archery hunting this year. Can't even explain how excited I am, and proud of her too. She's stepping outside of her comfort zone, putting the gun down and starting to fling some arrows with me. So that's something maybe you guys don't know about me, is I've been a hunter my whole life. So fun fact, maybe come hunting season, you might see a little bit more vlog videos in the tree stand, or maybe doing some duck hunting. You never know. So anyways, back to the main topic of today's video, the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started bodybuilding and before I started weightlifting. And so I'm 28 now, and I can definitely say that with being 28 and having that experience of lifting for some time, and also having my master's in exercise science, I know a thing or two. So I'd like to teach you guys some of the fundamental things that I wish I knew when I first started weightlifting. So rule number 1 is going to be set a SMART goal. So first up, what is a SMART goal? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So really taking into consideration when you're setting a goal, whatever your goal is, make sure it's specific. Do you want to add lean muscle mass, or do you want to reduce body fat? With that specific goal, then you're going to know what to do with your calories and your nutrition. With that, you might have to go into a caloric deficit if you want to lose body fat, and you'll go into a caloric surplus if you want to add on some lean muscle mass. So make sure it's also measurable. So make sure it's not too big of a goal. You don't want to cut down too much at one time. Make it measurable, small incremental steps along the way, because you can always set another goal later on. Next up, attainable. Kind of a similar thing. So attainable, really making sure that it's not some far-fetched goal that is a 1-year out goal. You know, it's okay to set those 1-year out goals, but make sure you also have short goals. So a attainable goal is saying, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 to 6 months. Or you could even say 4 to 6 months, depending on the willingness of how much you want to strive for that goal each day. Next up, after attainable, we have realistic. So a realistic goal, also making sure that it's not some far-fetched goal. It's not way out there. You can't lose 80 pounds in 1 month. It's just not going to happen. And if it does happen, it wasn't done the healthy way. I'm sorry. But last up on that too is timely. Set a time frame on that goal so you have something to strive for. You have that time frame at the end. If you don't set a time goal, you might be a little bit more lenient on yourself, and then next thing you know, you're cutting down and you're trying to lose 10 pounds for a whole year. And you can accomplish that in 3 to 6 months. So something to remember there. That's tip number 1. All right, we can check off the haircut off the list. Just got my sub. Got a go-to sub right here. It's an oven roasted chicken, foot-long Italian urban cheese bread, shredded mozzarella, and then light mayo on top of that. So it's always my go-to, usually whenever I'm in a rush and I have these very busy days and I am just forced to eat out, you know. No, but for real, if I do go and eat out, I love me some Subway. every single time. I usually always get the same thing, loaded up with vegetables, get those micronutrients in there on top of it. So next up, what we're gonna talk about while we sit back and enjoy this view with lunch, take a look at that view. Rule number 2 on what I wish I knew when I first started weightlifting, and that is going to be make a plan. So whatever your goal is, a goal is just a goal unless you have a plan. So what that means is you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve with your goal, or whatever you set your goal to be or to become, you're not going to achieve it unless you have a plan. You also have to make sure that your plan isn't jumping the gun. And what I mean by that is if you're bulking up or if you're cutting down, don't go too aggressive with your cuts or your bulks. It's not worth it. If you're bulking and you're bulking excessively with calories, if you're anything above 500 calories in a surplus, all you're going to be doing with adding that weight on is just adding body fat percentage. And that's not the gains that you want to make. You want to make lean muscle mass. So with that being said, really all you need to be in a caloric surplus is about 100 to 400-ish calories. If you're just starting out with weightlifting, you can be in a little bit more of a caloric surplus. If you've been doing it for some time, you're experienced, you don't need as much calories because you should have more muscle mass on you, and those newbie gains are out of question. And then same thing when it comes to a caloric deficit, or if you want to lose body fat, do not start out with too much of a deficit right off the bat, because your metabolism, it adapts as you do your cut longer and longer, and with that you're going to have to drop your calories lower and lower and lower. And so with that, you don't want to be in too much of a caloric deficit right off the bat, because when it comes time where you reach in that plateau and you need to drop those calories, you're going to need to drop those calories in order to break that plateau or increase your cardio. And a lot of times we don't have enough time in the day to increase our cardio, so you have to turn to your calories. And if you start your caloric deficit too much, guess what? You're going to be dropping it even lower, and that's not going to be fun for you. You're going to be starving and hangry and everything else, and you're also going to risk losing muscle mass, which you do not want to do. So make a plan. Make sure your plan isn't too aggressive. Track your weight, and that's what we're going to talk about here in another step. Track your progress, and that way you know that you're making small and incremental steps to your goal that you set. Oh my gosh, look at that. Whew. This is going to be some awesome push day fuel right there. Push day fuel with a view. Check that out. We are at Picnic Rocks right now here in Marquette, as you can hear by all the seagulls. I can't wait, guys, until we're done with all this snow. I'm going to be able to take my drone up, show you guys this beautiful place that I live in. Lately, I feel like my vlogs have just been, here's what I'm eating, here's where I'm going. Life's been pretty busy and been a little cooped up. I'm getting a little bit of cabin fever, I won't lie. So I can't wait till the snow is gone. We're going to start ripping on the trails with some mountain bikes. Going to do a lot of fun stuff, and I plan on taking you guys along that journey. Plan on taking the drone up, showing you these beautiful views of Marquette. So if you guys want to see that stuff, make sure you let me know down in the comment section. Also make sure you subscribe, because it's going to happen this summer. I'm pumped. Now let's eat this up. Hi, dude. Hi. How have you been all day today? Hey, Scout, I need to know, do you want to go? Oh, jeez. You want to go for a walk, dude? You want to go for a walk? Yeah? Okay, let's go. Oh. All right, guys. So, lift is complete. We had a great one. Some weights were moving pretty easy. If you guys have been following around with me for a little bit of time, you'll know that I am slowly in a reverse diet. I would actually have to say that now I am around maintenance caloric range. And so with that, some numbers and some weights are starting to move a little bit easier, which is always nice to see. And that's going to lead me to tip number 3, and that is focusing on progressive overload. Progressive overload is either increasing your volume over time, and with that, that's total number of sets you do every single exercise, or your total amount of reps that you do with a specific weight, or the amount of weight that you do for, say, 1 rep or 10 reps. So always paying attention to numbers and always trying to track them if you can. That's something that I've been personally doing, and I've been noticing some awesome results with tracking my numbers. That way I know what I've done before last time I did my workout, and a lot of my exercises are the same exercises on a weekly basis, focusing on progressive overload that way. So with progressive overload, you know that as long as your numbers are increasing, so is your muscle mass and so is your strength, and that means new gains. So progressive overload, always going to be number one when it comes to putting on some lean muscle mass, gaining weight, and just overall actually having a focus. A lot of times you'll see that there's all these fancy moves that you see on TikTok and all that stuff. You don't need to do all that. Focus on the three main compounds: deadlift, bench press, and squat. Focus on those. Always throw that at the beginning of your workout, and then once you get those done, then start to get into that accessory work. But a lot of the stuff that you see online, it's not a smart way of really trying to up your weight and go heavier and heavier and heavier over time, because they're very isolated movements and they're not conventional movements where it's using multiple muscles and multiple muscle groups at one time. It's really just isolating one, and that makes it hard to increase your weight over time. So long story short, focus on the basics, increase weight and rep ranges with the basics over time. Can guarantee you your strength and your muscle with a good diet, and all the rest will increase. Look who I found.
It's me.
What are we doing right now?
We're going to the archery shop to get my new bow, and then we're gonna do some target practice after.
That's right. I'm so excited. She's getting her new bow today. I get to finally do some shooting myself too. We're done with work for the day. Now it's time to enjoy. But before that, we're gonna go into tip number 4, which is slow is controlled. And what I mean by that is nutrition. So slow is controlled with nutrition. Again, it's not a race and there's no magic pill. Slow is the name of the game, and slow is controlled when it comes to nutrition. Whether you're in a caloric deficit or you're in a caloric surplus, whether you're trying to lose body fat, you can't lose body fat very fast. It has to be slow, it has to be controlled. So don't go into that deficit too fast, and don't go into too much of a caloric deficit right off the get. Get into a slow caloric deficit right off the get, and then slowly taper it down as you need to break plateaus. Same thing with a bulk. There is no need to be in a major caloric surplus, because all you're going to do is you're going to gain unneeded body fat, and then you want to stay in that caloric surplus as long as you possibly can, because 1, it's fun, and 2, you want to get as much muscle as you can and stay in a caloric surplus, because your body is overall going to love that. It's going to feel a lot more energized throughout the day, just like I feel a lot more energized after being in that cut for a long time. So again, slow is controlled. It's the name of the game. You don't want to be in a caloric deficit all the time. You don't always want to be trying to lose body fat. You want to be trying to gain as much muscle as you can. So stay in a low body fat percentage. You can do that by not exceeding your caloric maintenance too high. In a caloric surplus, I always like to start out just around 100 calories over your maintenance, and then as you get into it a little bit more with time, you can slowly increase your calories, maybe 200 calories or 200 to 300 calories. That's always going to be that perfect spot to sit right around that 200 to 300 calories above your maintenance level. Anything above that, you might cheat on one weekend, and that one weekend of cheating might put you over and another 300 calories. So there's no need to go crazy high in your caloric surplus, because you don't need to gain unneeded fat. So that's tip number 4. Now we're gonna go pick up our bow and fling some. This is Teal Lake right here. We're gonna have to do some cliff jumping. There's some cliff jumping spots right over there this summer. We're gonna do that.
I will watch you do that.
Nope, we're gonna do that. Why, thank you.
Up to our earlobe. Earlobe. Earring. There we go. Yes. Finger on your trigger while you're aiming. Go ahead and set your finger on the trigger. You're gonna shoot it when you're ready. Squeeze through it while you're looking at the spot. Nice job.
All right, shots of the new bow. Let's see it. shot. All right, guys. So we have an issue here. Sam is definitely going to be a sharpshooter. Look at that.
But still one dead center. We'll take it. Oh yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
We'll take it. All right, the new bow has been acquired. What do you got to say?
I am speechless.
She is speechless. She shot so well too, guys. Like, Sam is totally going to be a natural at shooting. She was like once we got the bow dialed in, she was putting in groupings like 2 inches apart every single shot. She's gonna be good. She might be better than me. I would say first time shooting bow was very successful.
It was.
Did you have fun?
I had a blast, and it went so much better than I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of differences, obviously, than shooting a gun as one would expect.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually it all kind of just clicked.
Yeah. It's good
So-
time. You'll get
I'm
it.
excited.
You'll get it.
Oh
Booyah!
Oh yeah.
So guys, last topic of the video, tip number 5, track your progress. So tracking your progress can be done in multiple different ways. You could take progress photos. What I would do is take a progress photo. If you really want to get nitty gritty, you can do it every week, or what I would do is every month. That seems to be a good time frame. So track your progress through progress photos. You can also do measurements around your body. I haven't done that in a long time, and truthfully, I haven't done it in a while. I probably should do my measurements, so we'll do that. And then also tracking, this is gonna be my biggest tip, and this is something that I really started incorporating, doing a lot more, especially starting with my cut. And what I did is I track my weight, and what I do is I just track my weight every single day. So I'm gonna run you through that, how I do that here really quick. So I wake up first thing in the morning, we come in here to the bathroom, flip the light on, I use the John, and then right when I'm done, I hop on the scale, and then I write it down. It's that simple. To me, hopping on the scale every single day, it doesn't really bug me, but I don't really think of it as anything, it just became a habit. And so what I do with that reading is I write it down, and basically I have a calendar listed in my notepad where it's the first of the month all the way through the 31st or whatever number it goes up to. And then every 7 days, I'll add it up, take the average of those 7 days of my weigh-ins, and then I'll find the average. And what I do as each week goes through on the month, every 7 days, what I'll do is I'll compare my averages. So that way it takes out any weight fluctuations that's going on. I'll compare the averages, and then according to whatever my goal is, whether I'm cutting, I'll make a adjustment in my calories to see if I reached a plateau according to my average. I'll make any changes to my calories, maybe drop it down to break a plateau if I notice anything stagnant, or vice versa. If I notice that I'm not gaining any weight, I will add a little bit more calories into my bulk. Or if I also notice that I'm gaining too much weight too fast, say more than 2 pounds a month, I'll also know that I need to slow it down a little bit and lower my calories in the bulk a little bit and make it a little bit more of a leaner bulk. So that's going to do it for tip number 5, and that's going to do it for the rest of the video, everybody. If you guys learned something, if you enjoyed the video, hopefully we'll see you guys again in the next one. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video or found something helpful. Smash that like button, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Say goodbye, Sam.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.